Welcome, I'm the Kaijin Okami. I'm here at Denver Comic Con 2016 with author Corinne O'Flynn. Hello, Corinne.
Hello, how are you, Kanji no Kami?
I am good. Are you enjoying the convention?
I am. It is overwhelming today. It is so packed.
It is, and it's been very warm in here. So what got you into writing?
You know, I was always into words and books, and my family, we were into crossword puzzles and Scrabble growing up, so I was always a big reader. And then when I started in high school and then in college, I was always doing English was my strength, and I loved the creative writing classes, so it just kind of developed from there.
So you started at a young age?
Not writing necessarily, no, but I was always bookish. I guess that would be the answer.
Why did you choose to write fantasy, and how did you balance them in your universe?
I wrote fantasy. You know, if I had said 10 years ago what I wanted to write, I would have written thrillers, like true crime, police stuff. But when I sat down to write, all I could think about was this fantasy idea that I had like years ago that it just kept coming back to me, and it's just it wasn't letting me go. So I really love fantasy for there's just the world is to be built. There's no rules. You can make whatever rules need to be, and I just love being able to play with all the possibilities there. So that's why.
Sounds fun. Do you love creating your own universe?
I do. It's actually so exciting. I also am involved in a publishing venture with Kindle Worlds on Amazon, where I'm writing in another author's world. So it's licensed fan fiction, and that was different. It was exciting in a different way because I didn't have to do any of the world building. So the writing was just the story, and the characters already existed. So that's a huge contrast to being able to build a world from scratch and having to develop all the rules and all the different characters and all the different settings.
Sounds interesting. So also, do you put yourself into the shoes of your characters that you create?
I think that's got to be inevitable, but not on I don't do it on purpose. When I'm writing in world building, I will pretend that I'm my character, and I'll close my eyes and try to figure out what smells, what sounds, what does it feel like under my feet. But no, the characters are they kind of are their own individuals, and I'm directing.
Sounds about interesting. So you've traveled around before, correct?
Travel around where? The world?
Anywhere around the world?
I've been to Ireland, and I've been to Puerto Rico, and where else have I been? The Dominican Republic and Mexico, of course, but I grew up on the East Coast, so that's about it. Not too much travel.
Do you have any favorite place that you've gone to?
Oh, Ireland, all the way. With a name like O'Flynn, my soul cries out for the old sod. No, I love it there, love it.
Sounds about fun. I'd love to actually see Ireland and all of those old towns there in Europe. So also, how do you believe that you have evolved from your first work?
I think the biggest evolution as a writer has been letting go of the idea of perfection. I think that I had a huge hang up with making it perfect, and it's just an impossibility. And I think being able to let that go and just make it the best that it can be releases me in a lot of different ways to be able to just write and tell the story. My first book took years to write, and the second book took months to write. So I don't know, you just get better at it the more you do it.
Have you done less revisions in your second book than you have with your first book?
No, I have probably done the same amount of revisions, but I'm much more purposeful with them, and I have more of a plan. Instead of just writing and then flailing and wondering where I'm going with it, I finish the draft, and then I sit down with my list, and then I do this. The next iteration is to look for these kinds of things, like dialogue or emotion or backstory. And so when you go in with a purpose, for me, that's made it's not less work, it's just I'm much more efficient at it.
See, kids, even adults have to revise their work several times.
When I speak at school visits, the teachers are always like, could you talk about revision? They don't think they need to do revision. So yes, everybody revise.
Also, having found your own challenges becoming an author, what would you recommend to others that want to get into that area?
You know, of course, if you want to write, you want to be a writer, you have to write. But The biggest thing I think that helped me as an author is finding my tribe, finding my community, and no matter how old you are, if you're in school, go to your library at school, or find other people with your English class that enjoy writing, and just build a group around you of people who write the same kind of stuff that you do, who are capable of sharing work with you and giving you critique and opinions and thoughts and bouncing ideas off, because writing is a very solitary thing. So the more people you have around you, the easier it is, because it's such a difficult thing to write a book. But when you have people around you, you get to come to Comic-Con and meet all your friends and hang out and do stuff. It just makes it that much easier.
And it makes it also worth it.
Yes, it's so much fun, yes.
So you're part of a nonprofit organization called Rowan Tree. Why don't you tell us about it?
Rowan Tree Foundation is a nonprofit that does bereavement support for families after the death of a child, and it came about as after the loss of my own daughter. And actually, this morning we had a big annual event. We do 2 events every year, and this is our summertime when we had a butterfly release this morning. We had hundreds of people come out. We have a memorial in the park, and it's just a great thing to connect people and talk about your tribe in that way too. Like, the biggest thing when you have a loss is finding other people who have been there, because you feel like you're going crazy and you're the only one, and you're never the only one. So it's all about connecting and being supported.
That is true. So do you have any final words for the audience?
Oh my gosh. Find me anywhere online at CorinneO'Flynn.com, and all my social media links are on there. And if you're a writer and you're looking for information about how to get connected, email me and I will see if I can figure it out for you.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me, Marcus.
Until next time, bye.